Breaking tonight, the Obama administration is getting hammered with questions about Attorney General Loretta Lynch and her decision to have a closed-door meeting with President Bill Clinton in the middle of the FBI's criminal probe into Mrs. Clinton's behavior. Welcome to the Kelly File, everyone. I'm Megyn Kelly. This story exploded today, first in a White House briefing where the administration was forced to defend this meeting that even Democrats say looked bad, and then late today when news broke that the State Department is asking for a delay in releasing some of Mrs. Clinton's emails, a delay that would post-date the presidential election. These emails that are connected into one of the two investigations underway right now at the Department of Justice. All of this comes just 2 days after Bill Clinton had what we were told was an impromptu private sit-down with the woman heading the criminal investigations into both Hillary Clinton's State Department communications and the Clinton Foundation. And when we caught up with Loretta Lynch yesterday, she insisted nothing untoward took place.
You don't believe that that gives off the appearance of any impropriety while your agency is investigating his wife? My
agency is involved in a matter looking at State Department policies and issues. It's being handled by career investigators and career agents who always follow the facts and the law and do the same thorough and independent examination in this matter that they've done in all.
Today, however, some top Republicans started calling for Ms. Lynch to step aside and to propose a special prosecutor to take over this Clinton probe. And the White House earlier found itself on the ropes over why Ms. Lynch thought this meeting was a good idea.
Is the White House concerned about even just the appearance of political influence because of that meeting?
Well, listen, I'm not going to second guess the way that this investigation should move forward or should be handled. Again,
are you saying that the White House feels that it's fine that she had this meeting with Clinton? There's no problem with it?
I think what I'm saying is that the President believes that this principle of protecting any investigation from any sort of political interference is critically important. I think what should give people confidence is the 30-year career that Attorney General Lynch has in keeping the public's trust.
In a moment, we will review the rules with former Attorney General Michael Mukasey. Plus, two top White House veterans from the Obama and Bush administrations join us. Mark Thiessen and Austin Goolsbee will take up the debate. But first, Trace Gallagher is in our West Coast newsroom tonight with the newest developments. Trace?
Megyn, the conservative legal watchdog group Judicial Watch is now calling for the DOJ Inspector General to investigate the meeting between Attorney General Loretta Lynch and former President Bill Clinton, saying it, quote, creates the appearance of violation of law, ethical standards, and good judgment, going on to call it an outrageous abuse of the public's trust. And despite the Attorney General saying she and the former president spoke primarily about grandchildren and golf, the presumptive GOP nominee was not satisfied. Watch.
When I first heard that yesterday afternoon, I actually thought they were joking. I thought the people that told me was, you know, I said, no way. It's just no way that's going to happen. And it happened. And I'm flabbergasted by it. I think it's amazing. I've never seen anything like that before.
Even some Democrats were baffled by the private meeting on board a parked plane. Delaware Senator Chris Coons said it sends the wrong message, and former Obama senior advisor David Axelrod called it foolish. The White House clearly thinks it's much ado about nothing, and New York Senator Chuck Schumer brushed off the meeting, saying it didn't matter. A big change of heart for Schumer from 2006 when he called on then Attorney General Alberto Gonzales to recuse himself from the Jack Abramoff lobbying scandal and its connections to the Bush administration. Schumer even sent a letter to Gonzales saying, quote, we believe that public confidence can only be assured and that appearance of conflict can only be avoided if you recuse yourself. The letter was also signed by then Illinois Senator Barack Obama and then New York Senator Hillary Clinton. Megyn.
Trace, thank you. Joining me now with more, former Attorney General of the United States, Michael Mukasey. Judge, great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Good to be here, Megyn.
So you had this very post that Ms. Loretta Lynch holds right now.
I did.
Was she out of line?
I think it was a mistake. People make mistakes all the time.
Why was it a mistake?
It was a mistake because you don't take a meeting with the spouse of somebody who was a subject of an investigation by your department. It's not that that's a written rule any more than it's a written rule that a surgeon washes his hands before he operates. There are some things that are so elementary that you don't have to have a written rule to have them in effect.
What of the fact that they say it wasn't really a meeting, it was a glad-handing moment. Their planes just happened to meet at the airport. They talked about grandkids only.
Yeah. Again, the Attorney General is protected by a security detail of FBI agents. I assume she was traveling with staff since she was on government business. The President is protected by a detail of Secret Service agents. They don't even work for the same department. They don't encounter each other casually. That happens by design, and I think actually it was not her fault. It was the President's design. From what I read in the accounts, he was the one who
What would you
pushed
have
it
done
forward.
if you had been the Attorney General in this position and you got word that he wanted to come on board your plane to say hello?
I like to think I would have either said no, or that I would have insisted that one of my staff be there for the meeting. But you know what? If I hadn't, somebody would have tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, boss, don't do this."
Because
as in fact happened while I was here.
That's right. And actually, you did say, I'm not going to hear certain cases in which there was just even the appearance
My
of a conflict.
my son was representing a defendant in the Bernie Madoff case. Not Madoff, but somebody far down the chain. I didn't have anything to do with the Madoff case.
And you recuse yourself from having anything to do with it. Should she do that? I mean, does this meeting justify that, or is it a combination because the White House has also come under pressure here because President Obama has endorsed Hillary Clinton while his Justice Department is investigating her criminally?
The problem is the whole set of circumstances undermines public confidence in the department and in the result. You have months of effort by hundreds of FBI agents, by dedicated prosecutors within the department. John Carlin, who is the Assistant AG in charge of the National Security Division, is involved in this. I mean, the National Security Division is involved in this investigation. He is a straight arrow. Everybody working on this case is a straight arrow. And you put a cloud over everything they're doing by having something like this take place.
What should she do? How can she remove the cloud?
She can remove the cloud by putting in place a procedure that is there for the taking. That is, you take yourself out of it and you put the Deputy Attorney General, Sally Yates, who was a very capable lawyer, really has the same background that Loretta Lynch herself has, a U.S. attorney in a major city, and enormously capable. She's shown that.
That does it even though Barack Obama's endorsed Hillary Clinton? You're saying that removes the conflict or the appearance of impropriety from this meeting.
We're talking
but does that get it done?
Yes, it gets it done. We're talking about people. This is all about people. And the people investigating the case are, I assure you, investigating it with only the case in mind. Sally Yates, if she took over, would take over with only the case in mind.
We shall see. So far, that's being scoffed at by all corners in Washington.
It shouldn't be, because you're putting in peril the work of professional prosecutors and the morale of the Justice Department. That's not something you should do lightly.
And an investigation the entire country is watching. The entire country.
That's going to have momentous results.
Great to see you, sir.
Good to be with you.